Welcome, Taurus. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your full moon in Aquarius reading. The full moon on Aquarius is on the 9th of August, and it happens to be at the same time that Mercury, the planet for communication, travel, messages, is still in retrograde. A few days more before it turns direct to stations direct. So this is a time where you are really making some adjustments and shifts in order to better align yourself towards your goals. This is a time of inner transformation and a deeper understanding of the way that you give and receive unconditional love. So to put that in some context, the Seven of Swords is describing, I believe, a way that you are picking your battles. You are choosing the lessons that are of most value to you. And you are taking in the feedback from others. Of some of that, a considerable amount of that may be criticism or negative feedback that you don't necessarily feel is constructive, is intended to be constructive, but you're allowing yourself to listen to it, and then you are leaving it behind as appropriate. You could be recognizing that some of the negative feedback you may be receiving is a result of some success that you're having, something that is threatening to those that you are surrounded with, perhaps co-workers, even family members that see you shifting your request for assistance or your expectation of support away from them, not looking to them for the definition of who you are or what you should do. You have many other sources of support that can better advise you. And you also realize that as you move closer to a sense of empowerment, success, and independence, that there will always be people that are envious or anxious about spaces you may be going that they cannot. At the bottom of the deck, you have the Three of Wands. So the feedback and even criticism that you get in some cases is intending to be a disincentive against you setting things up in a way that works for you. So this is in part a caution as to not let yourself get emotionally attached or triggered by unkind words, harsh words, not being taken seriously. Simply move on to doing the work that you do so well. And this is about you stepping into a new way of making a contribution, working, offering services or products, expressing yourself in a way that you now feel capable of pulling together on your own behalf. So this is quite powerful, and you are receiving attention, you are being seen. So of the two oracle cards that I pulled for you, the first one being from the Glyph Oracle deck, and it is Hands Connection. So I like this very much because being a number 43, reducing down to number 7, you are accepting who you are. You're not allowing others to define who you are or who you should be. But that acceptance is giving you a greater capacity to make connection to people, things, and the expression that is basic to your gifts. I'm going to read from the Glyph Guidebook about the Shen Ring. That's actually not the right card or the right message here. Hang on here. And I'm looking for hands or connection. Here we go. Okay, so hands and connection are described here. The symbolism of hands is deeply intertwined with their functional role, reflecting their importance in shaping both the physical and spiritual worlds. They inherently represent qualities like creation, connection, and the capacity for taking action. In ancient Egypt, hands were depicted in art and hieroglyphs to signify giving, receiving, and protection, often linked to the divine acts of gods. In Hinduism and Buddhism, mudras, hand gestures, convey specific spiritual meanings and are used in rituals and meditation to channel energy and intention. In indigenous cultures, hand prints and hand stencils in cave art symbolize presence, identity, and ancestral ties, marking one's existence and connection to a place and serving as a testament to human expression through time. So what is coming out to me is your offering of a service, finding new ways to contribute, creating something and channeling your energy that focuses your attention. So this is beautifully aligned with this way that the full moon is highlighting the way you're seen by others, the attention that you have earned, the way that you are being observed and are modeling actions for others. From the seed and sickle, I pulled the crocus card, and this is described. I'm initially going to read the Dawn Guidebook, and this reads, like the stubborn crocus that endures the thickest frost of bloom, you've always managed to find that part of you that is strong and unmoving when times have been tough. This part of you is a valuable ally. Try reaching for it even when you don't need it. Become familiar with it and employ its determination in your everyday life. It will only benefit you. With this strength in hand, you can achieve anything. This feels very much like the fixed Taurus energy that is so symbolic of your endurance, your perseverance, your work ethic, your devotion to craft, the joy you experience in crafting, in making, in expressing yourself in a beautiful and aesthetically balanced way. This is lovely harmony with even the harshest challenges. So I'm going to put it here to remind myself to read the other interpretation towards the end of the reading. All right, so here we have the Page of Swords in your 10th house. This is you actually acknowledging the limits of what you know, really realizing that you are in a new field of activity. You're at a new level where you're capable of doing what it is you want to do. You're capable of new intentions, unhooked to some of the baggage from the past, some of the way others have seen you. And from that position, you are taking notes, you're observing, you're allowing yourself to be taught, to learn. You're relishing being a student of the world. This feels very much like your efforts at learning new skills, at putting yourself into unfamiliar environments in order to learn new skills, make new connections, and open up to new ideas. In the first house, the 10 of Wands is describing your perspective, your attitude. There is a sense here of fatigue, of exhaustion. There's a sense here that you have a lot of responsibilities and you're trying to evaluate those, separate the things that really belong to you and the things that don't. And you're doing that from a position of having fulfilled your part, having done your part, so that you have completed what was expected of you, but you're now in a position to prioritize what's valuable to you and leave the rest aside. Put the other duties down. It feels as though you can't keep doing everything that you're doing. And although you're in a better position to evaluate what works for you and what doesn't, you're still trying to heal up this sense of having done so much for so many others. And that still gives you that sense of needing to collect yourself, needing to rest, needing to give yourself a space of having no responsibilities, even taking a break or a vacation for some of you. In the fourth house of your family, your home, the Seven of Wands is all about the way we prioritize what is for us and what is not. And I love this because this shows me, again, a sense of self-acceptance of your unique path, your particular gifts. You can't be everything to everyone, and you can't do everything. And so I like this because for earth signs, being an earth sign, there is this busy bee energy, always working, always doing something, always accomplishing something, always completing something, feeling responsibility for the organization of everything. This helps you recognize that everything isn't getting done, everything doesn't need to be done. You need to decide what is most important for your own forward movement. And that's what you're devoting yourself to. And you're standing up and speaking out regarding that. This is not done in anger. This is not done aggressively or assertively even. You are simply stating your boundaries in a clear and unequivocal way, in a way that is surprising to many others, but their reaction is not leading you. Your sense of clear intention is what is. And this is part of a dramatic change I feel that you are experiencing at this time, in part as a result of this new moon. You're seeing the world, this full moon, you're seeing the world differently. You're seeing your place in it in a much bigger space and also in a more humble space at the same time. So I think you're seeing yourself as in a simpler way, in a way that really allows your power and your talent to move forward. You're getting out of your own way, if that makes sense. In the seventh house, the Eight of Pentacles. I do believe this relates to work that you're doing as part of a collaboration or a partnership. You are dedicated to taking the steps necessary to improve everything that you can improve about your work, your talent, your skills, your environment, so that you're prepared for the success that you intend to achieve. You're realizing that while conditions are shaping up, some things that aren't in your control, you're worrying less about that, and you're focusing more on what you can control, and that is your own development as a person, as a creator, as one who produces something practical and tangible. So this is about ensuring that when the opportunities for success find you, that you're ready to go, that you'll recognize those opportunities. Before I clarify the cards, I'd like to ask if this reading resonates for you, if you would like this video, if you would share it, if you're inclined to do so, and to please subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. It is important to me that these messages are available to more people, that more people see this, and that my efforts are more greatly shared among more people. So I thank all of you who support me in all the ways that you do, particularly with your time now. So I'm going to clarify the first house, 10 of Wands, with the Star card in the second house and the 6 of Pentacles in the third house. Yeah, there's something here about your ability to receive unconditional love. And this is coming up for a lot of folks. This is part of the full moon energy we're experiencing. And that came out certainly with the oracle card of connections, hands. So there is a new hope that you have about your potential, about the skills you have. They may not be exactly the skills that you once felt were your special gift. You've actually evolved those talents in a number of ways so that you have a range of gifts that you can work with and that provide you with a lot of hope as you gain more faith and belief in your capabilities. You're also clear about how that is shared with others. So you're really understanding how your relationships with others can be better harmonized. In part, that is about not relying on others for things that you essentially must do for yourself. And that is not expecting others to define you or see you in the way that you want to be seen, but that you have more control over that and more interest in the actual service and agreements that you provide in relationships, being clear that those agreements are clear, recognizing that those things aren't just assumed, and that if you assume them, then you are likely to not be operating from a place of your own intention. What is it that you want in a relationship? Shouldn't that be a lead in your negotiation, your discussion, your communication with loved ones, with others you work with, about the way things can proceed in a way that is fair and equitable to you? This protects you from that energy that is so natural for earth signs of wanting to be responsible for getting everything done. And you have learned now that you have to protect yourself against overgiving, overdoing. And by establishing clear relationships in the uh, earlier stages of relationships, as opportunities come up, you protect yourself against getting angry and resentful when no one else is carrying their load, because it was never really made clear in the first place. So the 7 of Wands here is clarified by, in the 4th house, the 3 of Cups in the 5th house, and the King of Cups in the 6th house. You have so much beautiful support around you. You have people that love you, appreciate you, uh, enjoy giving to you as well as receiving from you. In fact, they've been your partners all along on your journey of learning how to accept conditional love. This is not about uh, giving love with the expectation that you're going to get something back. This is about accepting the compliments, the recognition you get for doing what you do. Not just for the things you do for others, but who you are. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to say or be anything to receive unconditional love. And you're learning to recognize that and accept that. Accept the compliments and know that as those that love you in that unconditional way, you love them right back. You're present for them. You're really a brick for those that are in your life that you support and that support you. And you celebrate those friendships. The King of Cups is showing your emotional maturity, particularly with regards to how you are in relationship with others. I see that there's a way that you're releasing this idea that you have to be strong for yourself and for everyone else. That really you don't have to be strong for anyone else, and you don't always have to be strong. You are strong. That's a fact. So sometimes you can let yourself be vulnerable. You can reveal that vulnerability to those that you're intimate with and know that you'll be heard without somebody feeling like they need to fix it or like you need to fix something that you're struggling to understand just is. So this removes from you the desire to fix things, to make things better, particularly for others. But it also gives you the advanced awareness that not everything can or should be fixed. Some things just are, and they're not worth the energy that we pour into them, making them fit our narrative, making them fit our story, or what we think they should be. The Eight of Pentacles in the 7th house is clarified by the Four of Cups in the 8th house and the 10 of Pentacles in the 9th house. Wow, this is really quite nice. I do feel like you are a bit dissatisfied with some of your desire for more meaningful relationships. I think you feel very clear about the friendships you have. But the deeper, intimate relationships, perhaps those friendships or relationships you've had, perhaps with family members, maybe this is with former colleagues, you're missing that. You're looking for a connection that allows you to operate in a stronger field where you can have an impact, but one that supports you too. And this is the way that you're trying to retrain yourself from the earth sign disease of being all things to all people, being uber responsible, taking care of everything down to the last stamp that you put on the letter to send your check to your creditors. Whatever it is for you, I think most earth signs will resonate with this compulsion to do everything right, everything on time, everything in an organized, transparent fashion. And I think you're learning that there's a better, an easier way to live, one in which you find the things that support you and you give to those. And then any offer that comes to you, you actually check it out. Not just someone's coming towards you, arms open wide, your arms open wide, but rather you consider whether this is what you really want. And if it isn't, then you're aware that you can create what you really want, that you can, that you recognize that it is your own internal sense of self-respect, love, integrity, that is what attracts others to you. And you have plenty of love in your life. So that quest for more meaning, I get it. This is something that is important to you. You want more meaning. You want greater abundance. But your wealth is very clearly stated in your family. This is your legacy. And you're finding your place among your cultural heritage. For those of you that are single, perhaps you don't have children, you recognize that you have enjoyed enough privilege in your life to be able to give to others that have less. You really see that part of the joy that you experience in enjoying your life is sharing that with others, showing them that they too can enjoy what they have, that they're grateful, that you're grateful for what you have. You appreciate your ancestors, all that's been done for you to get you here, just as you may work hard to support your children and the world that they are inheriting. The Page of Swords in the 10th house is clarified by the Ace of Wands in the 11th house and the 8 of Pentacles in the 12th house. So never stop working. This is one thing that is actually beautiful because the work that you do now is inspired. It's inspired by your inspirations, your heart. What motivates you is your truest desires, your most authentic desires, and that is largely for many of you an expression of your creative gifts, of which you have considerable gifts. I definitely feel like being careful with your body, taking care of your body is important to you, Taurus. You rule the house of the body. And so the body is one of our possessions, right? The temple of our soul. This must be nurtured, cared for, but this is the source of your desire. And you're willing to do all the personal development, the growth required each step of the way to exercise your gift in the most diligent, consistent way possible. It's not a joke that you are a fixed sign. You may be stubborn, but you make up for it in your power and strength. And nothing that you want to achieve can't be achieved by you. So this beautiful new beginning, something that's taking you into the much broader world. This can be associations, organizations that work for humanitarian relief or aid or at some form of activism is alive for you. Some new direction in that way, some new contribution you can make that you are willing to work for diligently, understanding that your effort, your contribution is directly aligned to who you are as a person, your integrity as a person. I'm now going to read the other guidebook on the crocus, number 38 again, which reduces to number 11, which is a power number. It's the number of wish fulfillment and achievement. Speaking up for yourself can be one of the hardest things to do, particularly if you don't feel as though your opinion is worth being heard. But being assertive doesn't mean coming across as aggressive. You're simply letting people know what your needs are. Now's the perfect time to speak up about something that's weighing on you. You may be surprised by how it sets things on the path to change. Love this. Thank you so much, Taurus. If you've enjoyed this content, check out more here. And thank you for the likes and the subscribes to my channel. Until next time, namaste.